All right, folks, welcome back to the Crisis Report. It is November 24th, 2025. This one is entitled Southcom Is Busy because, well, it is. There are B-52s flying all over, F-35s, there's NOTAMs, there's people leaving, flights are being canceled. There's a lot of busyness going on, a lot of business. So we're going to cover a lot of it, but as it stands right now, it still kind of feels like it's in the psychological with them, but I don't know how much longer this can go without some kind of kinetic action. So supposedly, Trump is saying now he wants to talk to Venezuela, to Maduro specifically, one-on-one. Maduro is saying he is worried for his life, not just from the Americans, but for people in his sphere, specifically from Cuba, that are supposedly on his side. So he's kind of in a rock and a hard place. So we're going to cover all of that. Economy is doing weird things. Nobody can really gauge it. Some people are saying it's about to crash. Others are saying it's never been better. And there's evidence to both. So I will say this. And Scrappy, yeah, they supposedly have been feeding lobster and steak to the members of the Southcom because it seems some kind of action is imminent, but I don't know. We'll see. There's just, yeah, the economy is all over the place. It's what you make of it. It's a K-shaped economy. Half the people are, not even half, like 10-15% of the people are doing really well. The other 85 are not. So let's cover it all. This is your Crisis Report. We appreciate you being here. Hit the like button, do the subscribe thing, darken out the bell. Get the notifications if you're lucky. I don't know what goes on with this platform, but I'll be doing well for about 3-4 weeks, and they'll leave me alone, and then all of a sudden they'll just start clamping down on everything. It's so mechanical, too. I could show you the graph. They have graphs on, like, what your content does, and it's like all of a sudden one day will like pop up, and then from there you can't do anything. Like nothing you put out will do any kind of, anything. So another person was asking me about code words and all that, and they said, hey, what can I say and what can I say? And I was kind of explaining it to them, and they're like, that's crazy. I'm like, well, yeah, it is. It's crazy. It's unnecessary, but you fight it. You do whatever you can. So let's get started on your Crisis Report, folks. This can be found on Substack. Link is in the description, amongst others. We would love to have you join us there, or unsubscribe to our locals. Of course, you can become a member like Bad Bobber or Water Tiger and more, and support the cause of giving you good information in the form that we do here, which is a lot. Most comprehensive news on YouTube. Here we go. State Parliament in Germany has approved the use of Palantir's controversial Gotham software to enable police officers to analyze data and prevent crimes. This is effectively pre-crime. So hopefully you're not doing anything wrong. Trump has signed the Genesis Mission executive order to build an integrated AI platform with access to federal scientific data sets, dramatically accelerate AI development comparable in urgency and ambition to the Manhattan Project that developed nuclear weapons. Department of Energy Secretary Chris Wright says that Trump's Genesis mission is an all-in national effort to take the power of AI and pair it with the 40,000 outstanding scientists and engineers at our national labs. He also says that Trump's Genesis mission... Oh, wait, that's a doubler. Sorry. A little tired tonight. Another 15-hour day. President Trump is considering removing his current chief of staff, Susie Wiles. 21 Democratic state attorneys generals are pressuring the United States Department of Agriculture to open SNAP food stamp benefits to non-citizens, including those in the country illegally. Justice Department has asked a judge to allow Jeffrey Epstein's grand jury materials to be publicly released, according to AP. EU is going to monitor private chats. The EU reportedly plans to pass a controversial chat control legislation without discussion behind closed doors, according to member of European Parliament Martin Sonborn, as he reported on X. So basically, they'll be able to read whatever you're saying, which, we all kind of know that if they want to access that, but it's getting real Orwellian over in Europe. Trump administration is ending temporary protected status for nearly 4,000 Myanmar citizens in the U.S., saying the country's conditions have improved despite an ongoing civil war and severe humanitarian crisis there. Change will take effect 60 days after publication. Trump, of course, did that to Somalians, and that's having its implications. Trump plans to speak directly with Venezuela's Maduro, despite labeling him a terrorist. News suggests that United States missile strikes aren't imminent, even as Operation Southern Spear continues, destroying alleged drug-running boats. I mean, typical Trump, nobody knows what's going on. There's a strike imminent. Everybody's getting their embassies cleared out. They're eating steak and lobster. And then he says he wants to meet the guy. So, I don't know. You do with that what you will. Feels like things are imminent. Maybe he's giving him one last chance. I don't know. But you never know with Trump. No date is set, but officials say the Trump-Maduro call is now in the planning stages. Trump administration plans to re-interview refugees who were admitted under the President Biden, with re-examining roughly 235,000 cases. I mean, just think of that number alone. That's what we know. Ukraine has conducted large-scale drone strikes targeting southwestern Russia and Crimea. Footage and local reports from Novorossiysk and Krasnodar Krai indicate multiple air defense systems may have malfunctioned or been overwhelmed during the attack. The White House is denying a report that Doge doesn't exist anymore. White House officials told the Epoch Times on Monday that Doge has always been integrated throughout various federal agencies, and that such efforts to reduce fraud, waste, and abuse will continue. Axios is reporting that U.S. officials believe Venezuela's Maduro refusal to step down is driven in part by fears that his Cuban handlers could assassinate him if he attempts to leave power under American pressure. Dragonfire, which is a high-power laser shooting down fast-moving drones, UK Ministry of Defense has announced that the high-powered laser system Dragonfire successfully shot down drones traveling at speeds up to 403 miles per hour during recent trials at the Hebrides range in Scotland, and has signed a $413 million contract, or 316 sterling million, with MBDA UK to begin deploying the drones, or the lasers on the drones. Americans with four-year degrees now comprise a record 25% of unemployed workers, widening mismatch between an oversupply of college-educated workers and a deepening shortage of talent for non-degree hands-on jobs has grown even more pronounced. Bloomberg reports that the latest delayed BLS data shows a sharp deterioration in white-collar jobs, especially those holding four-year degrees, now making up a record 25% of all unemployed. Trades. So I tell my students, go into the trades. Brain rot, short-form video use associated with poor cognition, attention, inhibitory control, language, memory, and working memory. Well, excessive usage of TikTok and Instagram Reels is damaging cognitive performance, the American Psychological Association has said in a recent study. Data from 98,299 participants across 71 studies found that the more short-form content a person watches, the poor cognitive performances they had in terms of attention and inhibitory control. AI workers said they distrust the models they work on because of a consistent emphasis on rapid turnaround time at the expense of the quality. Brooke Hansen is an AI worker at Amazon Mechanical Turk, explained that while she doesn't mistrust generative AI as a concept, she also doesn't trust the companies that develop and deploy these tools. For her, the biggest turning point was realizing how little support for the people training these systems receive. Quote, we're expected to help make the model better, yet more often given vague or incomplete instructions, minimal training, and unrealistic time limits to complete tasks, said Hansen, who has been doing data work since 2010 and had a part in the training some of Silicon Valley's most popular AI models. If workers aren't equipped with the information, resources, and time we need, how can outcomes possibly be safe, accurate, or ethical? For me, that gap doesn't. That gap between what's expected of us and what we're actually given to do the job is a clear sign that companies are prioritizing speed and profit over responsibility and quality. Scientists issue an ominous warning over mind-altering brain weapons that can control your perception, memory, and behavior. Homeowners could see insurance premiums spike another 16% over the next 2 years from an uptick in natural disasters and repair costs. Trump administration is trying to stop Elon Musk from being forced to testify in a lawsuit claiming he illegally pushed to dismantle USAID while serving as a senior White House advisor. Greatest thing they ever did was get rid of USAID. Gold has hit its highest level in a week on renewed bets for a Fed rate cut. Sentiment is shifting again. Today, the AI bubble callers are now beginning to wonder if AI is the next big thing, or many AI names are up plus 5% or more over the year. The cycle of AI bubble to AI is the next big thing is beginning even more frequently now. Basically, everything is crazy, so nobody can really read the room. But Google's making a profit. Alphabet Google extends gains to nearly 4% during overnight trading. Stock has now added $800 billion in market cap over the last 30 days. Just think about that number. That's more than a lot of countries' GDP. It's nuts, and that's over the last 30 days. So that should be that should tell you something you need, anything you need to know right there. So, all right, friends, that is your crisis report. It's not a long one. There wasn't a lot out there. Everybody's kind of holding their breath over the Venezuela thing. Okay. Now, where it goes from here, I don't know. You really don't know with Trump. He could be meeting with him and buying him a steak, or he could be having the guy dragged to the streets. I don't know. So all I can say is we'll keep covering it, keep giving you all the real-time information as best we can so you can make an informed decision. That's kind of what this whole endeavor here on the Crisis Report is about. So if you like what we're doing here, please consider becoming a member or darkening the bell and liking us or sharing us out even. We have vibrant communities on Subscribestar Locals, growing on Gabmine, Twitter Truth X, and all of that. And there is some consideration of actually putting a little bit of money, especially when they're running some Black Friday deals, into the pay version of StreamYard and getting a blue check on X and actually doing some things that would probably help the channel. So I don't have to tell you what kind of headwinds I get here. Like I said yesterday, I just want to report and I just want to be authentic. I don't want to have to worry about AI doing things for me. Yes, I see the value in it. I've used it for my job. I tried using it for a little bit here and kind of tabulating things, but to be honest with you, when I just sit down, read through all the news and kind of pick out what I think is important, things tend to go better. So that's what we're going to stick to do. So if you want authentic, you're in the right place. If you want someone getting their news curated by other people, or having a computer machine do it and all that, and search the web and get what it's telling you, it wants you to know, hopefully you'll hang out. Hopefully you'll stay. So we're brought to you by Augusta Precious Metals. Friends, if you want to put your IRA or 401k into gold and silver, this is the best way to do it. As soon as you retire, you get those things delivered to you. They're in physical form, and you own it. Because if you don't own it, you can't put it in your hands. Is it really there? So, all right, friends, that's your crisis report for November 24th, 2025. God bless you all. I hope you have a great Tuesday and a happy week, and we will see you on the next one.